What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 125 of Just Give Me 5. Hope you guys are doing great, continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But first things first, I need you to hit that like button, I need you to hit that subscribe, and I need you to spread the word about Just Give Me 5. All right. First off, I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. I had a lot of love going on this past week. I just turned the big 4-0. I know it's hard to believe, but I still feel amazing. Still feel 28. Thank God. But yeah, man, we had a really good time. The family and I went over to California. We hit Universal Studios. Took my mom to Santa Monica Pier for the first time. Had a really awesome time, man. So I just wanted to get that out the way and thank everybody because it was a real special time for myself. Hitting that big 4-0, man. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much for that. But if you guys caught episode 124, you saw we had none other than the one and only DJ Tiger. And let me tell you, man, I'm telling you, from the time that I met Tiger, he has always been a solid individual. Met him back in, I want to say it was like 2007 at the Loft. You know what I mean? Because he was DJing for Empress when Wisdom was throwing that all-female hip-hop show that night. And man, ever since then, always a good dude, man. And we're just so happy to have him on the show. A lot of history, especially when he was talking about his upbringing in Pittsburgh and just getting in the radio scene out here, man. It was just so awesome. So, man, shout out to you, my brother, and thank you so much for being a part of our platform. And make sure you guys watch episode 124. All right. But today's guest is one of the dopest DJs and just coolest individuals the Arizona community has ever seen. We're going to talk about how he became a DJ. We're also going to talk about some people he's performed with, as well as venues he's rocked, some memorable moments, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you DJ Just Chris.
Yo, it's your boy Just Chris, and all I'm saying, just give me 5. Started at a young age. I grew up in a small town called Ajo, a couple hours south of here, going towards the border. And I used to do talent shows and stuff in like second grade, and I did a breakdance competition and breakdance shows with a bunch of older kids, the 6th graders, the 7th graders.
Right.
And my aunt was actually a senior in high school. She's only like 10 years older than me.
Okay.
And she used to have all these tapes, UTFO, Run DMC, all this stuff. And she would always ask me, hey, Chris, where are my tapes at? Where are my tapes at? Because I was bumping those things, you know what I mean?
Right.
I would steal them and I'd loan them to my friends. And
Yeah.
And she had Sugar Hill Gang on record, and I'd play it on my Nanantatas big old console record player, you know what I mean? Be playing that.
Right.
So, from an early age, I got into hip hop, you know what I mean? And just loved the music, just from grade school,
Right. So wow. So really, it's like, so your aunt really like had a major influence as far as like sparking the inspiration of like the culture.
Yeah. I was just looking up to them, you know what I mean? Looking up to, just the older kids. It was just 84-ish, you know what I mean? Like, it was, hip hop was alive and, just coming into,
Right.
coming into it, and just all the music then, it just hit me from, I grew up on classic rock. My mom played classic rock, you know what I mean? Like Steve Miller Band and, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, and,
Right.
But once I heard that, I'm like, oh man, this sound, and then the breakdance and stuff, parachute pants, all the zippers and stuff,
Exactly.
So at an early age, man, it started then,
When did it get to the DJing aspect for you? Like, how did that happen?
Well, that was a little bit later. I started buying when CDs came out, and buying all the CDs, '93, the Souls of Mr. stuff, the Nas stuff, the Biggie stuff.
Yeah.
I used to make pause tapes from the radio, stealing stuff off the radio, making tapes to bump in the car,
Right.
But really in high schoolish, probably around 10th grade, one of my good homies was DJ Focus's little brother, Jose. DJ Focus, Ruben Mraz, he was like a huge DJ in the Mesa scene. I grew up in Mesa.
Yeah.
So him and Danny Boy, I think he goes by DBX now, he does all the UFC stuff. They would rock all the house parties, so he had tons and tons of records. So me and Jose would run, ditch school and go to the house while Ruben wasn't there and play records. You know what I mean? And I was like, wait a minute, I want to start buying records. I want turntables. I was just like that, you know, asking my mom every Christmas for turntables. She's like, shh, get out of here, you know? And so finally I saved up some money, and like 94, I bought my first set of turntables. And then, you know, after that, just, you need to start buying records every Tuesday. You know, so every Tuesday I was at, you know, circles like we were talking about, East Side Records, Tower Records, just all over the valley, you know, going to Swell, going to, you know, Style Rock with Chuck, and, you know, I think it was called, I forget what it's called then, but just every record store, every Tuesday, just trying to buy the new stuff. Because eventually, after Ruben and Danny Boy kind of got older and more, you know, out of the scene, I was the house party DJ, like the high school house party DJ. So that's, you know, that's kind of how I
Pass the baton.
yeah, definitely. So I started doing all that stuff in Mesa.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What was the scene like in Mesa at that time?
Mesa was crazy. It was gangster stuff in Mesa, you know what I mean? So mainly West Coast stuff I was playing, but then I would throw in, you know, like the newer East Coast, you know, the underground hip hop, underground West Coast hip hop, you know, you know, just a lot of different stuff that people hadn't heard before. Then I got into the scene in Tempe. Moved to Tempe, and you know, this is when I actually turned like 20, 21. It was after, you know, after high school. I was DJing these Mesa stuff, but after when I was 21, you know, the bar scene came in, and I met these guys, the Feebles, and you know, Mike, Drunken Immortals, all that stuff. They were doing their nights at Arizona Roadhouse, and I was just like, man, these dudes are really doing it. You know, how can I get down with them? You know, how do I be a part of that clique? You know. And then we did this stuff at Ichiban over in Tempe. It was a little sushi place. It was called Bonsai Bum Rush. And every Tuesday night, we used to go over there, play records. They gave me a little hour slot every Tuesday. And then at the end of the night, you know, I would DJ for all the MCs, because I DJed with Dirty Naps, who was also an MC. So he let me take the reins of DJing. While I had lines of like, you know, 10 people on each side coming back and forth, you know, freestyling, you know what I mean? So I got into that. And, you know, then just kind of met everybody in the scene, you know, and, you know, UM throwing shows, and, you know, just got lucky, basically, you know. The list goes on of all the shows that I've done. You know, I opened up for Talib Kweli and MF Doom at the Brick House on First Fridays, and
Man,
UM, UM, the homie Mike from UM, and Ruben and Pixter and all those guys were throwing the banger shows. So me and my roommate, Skip Skulnick, John Carbis, he's a photographer now. He was a big DJ then. You know, he was my roommate. We used to have walls of records like next to each other, and we'd run speaker wire in, you know, through each other's, you know, room and bump together and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, so you know, me and him started picking up all these big shows, you know, and then. You know, I DJ'd for you know, Master Ace. I've opened up for Gift of Gab. You know, so many people, and you know, and then you know, just opening up for, you know, Drunken. I've opened up for Atmosphere. I just got, like I said, I got lucky. You know what I mean?
Because you were DJing for Drunken, right?
Yeah. So that's a little. That was a little bit later, but so Pixter was busy with his stuff, and Mike and Brad wanted to do like, you know, some stuff without the band, you know what I mean? So they asked me, they're like, hey man, if we get you the instrumentals, because Jonas also was, you know, he's a DJ as well as a drummer, producer. He had all the instrumentals, so they gave me all the instrumentals, and I started, you know, DJing with them, you know, just Drunken Immortals as just us three, you know what I mean? And so kind of got, you know, baptized into, you know, that family, which was also a blessing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And then, you know, same thing, Brad spun off the solo stuff with him, Dumper, and Jonas, the Insects. So same thing, he needed a DJ, so I was doing Insect stuff. And then, you know, just recently, Catharsis is Brad and Optimal. And I was their exclusive DJ there, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, man. Man, if you could think like just within those three groups alone, like, what's one memorable moment from each of those groups of you spinning with them?
The best Drunken one was we did this Apache Lake Music Festival. And we didn't actually headline, but we were the last act. And I think Phoenix Afrobeat, they headlined that show. But the greatest part of that is like just practicing at this little practice place we had. It's called the Pueblo. It was next to Crescent Ballroom. And we actually had somebody sit in, his name's Stan the Guitar Man, and he's like, this guy made records for, you know, legend basically, you know, everybody. So just just sitting in with Stan the Guitar Man and having him at our practices and having him go on, to Apache Lake and play this festival with us was just one of the best. Insect stuff, me and Brad, Rogue, we opened up for, Mocha Only and forget who else. It was like Cadillac Ron and Exit Stereo, Shapeshifters type stuff and Machina Muerta stuff. That was pretty cool with the Insect stuff. Dumper was painting live at the time too. Catharsis, we did so many things with Catharsis, but did mostly underground stuff with Catharsis though, First Friday was actually just all about the art back in the day. There was art shows, and when Brick House started throwing the music stuff, and the whole Fifth Street scene came about. Started DJing at Think. Mike Cos owned a print shop called Think, and I started DJing there. And then Jobot opened across the street. It used to be Hood Ride Bicycles. Shout out to Derek Pacheco from Hood Ride. After he moved out, John moved Jobot over there. And I started DJing on the airport on First Fridays. I did that for 15 years, or 12 to 15 years, DJed over hundreds of First Fridays. Then I started this little thing called Beats and Brunch. Actually, I didn't start it. It started out with the employees there on Sundays. They bring a turntable, and the three of the employees were DJs, Tara Lopez, this guy Jet, and this dude Matty P. So they would bring records, and people started liking it. You know what I mean? Like they would, on their breaks, they would come play records outside. So once they got kind of busy, and a couple of them moved away, John approached me and asked me, "Hey, do you want to do this every Sunday?" So I started doing that every Sunday. For the first 2 years, I didn't play a single word. It was all beats. So B-side instrumentals, every instrumental, So I have old people coming up to me and they're like, "What music is that?" And I'm like, "Well, that's Method Man and, Mary J. Blige, you know what I mean? Like, but they're, it was just because it was just the music. It was just the beat. Yeah, it was just the beat. Then, the computer stuff came in, around that time, and Serato came in. And then I just, I took it to another level. Had my homie Goonie. He helped me out for a long time. Alan helped me out for a long time. Just recently, this Just In helped me out, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I did that. I DJ'd over 400 Beats and Brunches, you know what I mean? So, so that's how that started.
That was a good, 15-year run?
Yep, for sure. Wow. Every Sunday. Yeah. What does DJing mean to me? It means a lot. It means, I've been doing it for so long. I just, I enjoy music. It's not necessarily making the people dance. It's just making people feel good. It's making, my formula is playing what I would like to hear if I was on the other side of the turntables. You know what I mean? And that formula has worked. You know what I mean? So far, as far as I can see. But yeah, man, it's just, and just being blessed with all the talent that, that I've been able to DJ around. You know what I mean? We did this Oak Street Alley Music Festival the other day. We had all the kind of local artists out there, and the Mural Festival. It was dope. Did some shows with Echo from Ilphonics, and we did the show in my backyard the other day, which had tons of MCs and tons of DJs, and you know what I mean, just stuff like that. That meant that that means a lot to me. And then for people to call me and say, "Hey man, can you DJ the show or put me on a show?" You know what I mean? Exactly. Like it just that that, and for them to enjoy what I play, that's that's what DJing means to me. You know what I mean? What's next? I do a lot of stuff here at the Pemberton. My homie Mike Cos owns the Hot Box. I do a lot of stuff at Baby Boy with Nomas. That's the majority of the stuff. But I'd like to, me and Mike are talking about maybe making another album, or him making an album. We'll call it Just Cause. You know what I mean? I like so he's messing around with beats, and I'm messing around with scratches and just doing some shows. You know what I mean? Just having fun. You know what I mean? That's really. That's where I see myself going. You know what I mean? I do a lot of stuff at Jobot still, and house parties all the time. Weddings and stuff like that. I don't really like too many commercial gigs, but if it's my homie's wedding, or somebody I know that really wants me, I'll do that stuff. So
right,
yeah.
Right.
It's effortless for me, you know what I mean? Like I enjoy doing it. So I hate setting up and tearing down. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like that's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst part of DJing. Getting the stuff out of my house and getting it back to my house. You know what I mean?
But it's got to be a relief, right? From the days of creating vinyl?
Yes,
So
yeah,
now,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, now I got a backpack instead of 10 crates of records and then trying to dig for that record. Now everything's BPM nowadays, you know, and you know, it just makes it a lot easier. But still, you know, I enjoy doing it, man. It's like they pay me for it too, and I'm like, dude, I would do it for free. You know, yeah, you know, but yeah, you know, yeah, I would, but yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, I'm doing what I love. You know what I mean? Man, it feels good. Feels good. Like I said, just people asking me to DJ shows just make me feel real good. You know, getting the phone call from, you know, anybody say, hey, you want to, you know, open up for so and so, you know, and just like makes me feel real good. Them asking me to DJ here on Friday nights. My friend's birthday is this Friday coming up. Jason Ayers, Deep Freak. He's an awesome DJ as well, you know, and you know, he came to me, would you please DJ my birthday party? You know what I mean? So that, you know, just means a lot to me, you know. My family's always been supportive, you know. My kids love music, you know. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm blessed, you know. And by the way, I want to shout out some people, you know. My cause, obviously, the Brad B Foundation, the whole Drunken Immortal family, Optimal, the NG crew, Nitty Gritty, the legend King Caper, rest in peace, Lalo, Breeze. Also, you know, my other art homies, JB. I want to shout out Nomas. I want to shout out John Sagasta from Jobot. I want to shout out my family, my mom, my kids. Yeah, I'm just Chris. Thanks for your time. Just give me 5.
And there you have it. Man, shout out to Chris. Chris has always been a solid individual from the moment I met him. And, you know, just super wild, funny, and just all around good dude, you know. And I'm so happy that we're able to have him on this platform. And he was able to tell his story and, you know, all the memorable moments, some of the people he's rocked with, you know, some legendary times. And, you know, the beats and brunch, just everything that he's created and done with the scene. He's a true pioneer and a true staple in the hip hop community out here. And it was just truly an honor to have him on the show. So I want to thank you, my brother. And I wish you nothing but the best and nothing less. Keep doing your thing, man. It can only go up, continue to go up. All right. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. And shout out to my brother, Jimmy Nelson, on the camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Well, this was definitely one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, though. Until next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.
Everything you get, you got to work hard. I had to